Welcome back to Clark County today. Now we get to talk a little bit about some of your local passion. I've seen you try to get our elected officials to listen to you, and you have some passion about this current project that they're proposing. Can you tell us about that? What's going on? You've been a well-respected person through history. You've served in time of war. You've been commanders of ships, and you've handled authority well. You're a war veteran of the United States here, and so I want to make sure you get recognized for your service to our country. With that service to your country, you value our Constitution. You value the rights that our military has defended over the years. And how do you feel why are you so involved in our local area here?
Well, I've been involved for years. Even when I was working for the Port of Portland, I was very much involved with what's going on in the area, and I think one of my passions is I'm appalled at the wasteful spending of tax dollars, and I've seen it throughout every one of my careers. I've seen it in the military. I've seen it when I worked for the Port of Portland, and I see it now with the City of Vancouver and the CRC project and so forth. I just find it really bothersome that politicians and I think that it's getting worse. Ignoring the voice of the people and just spending money however they want without any consideration for what it does to the taxpayers.
Well, one of the races that you were involved in not too long ago was our mayoral race for mayor, where we had Mayor Pollard, that was our mayor, and then Tim Levitt was elected. Were you involved in that race at all?
Very much so. Matter of fact, I sometimes think that I'm responsible for Mayor Levitt being mayor.
How's that?
Well, Mayor Levitt and Mayor Pollard were pretty much tied at the end of the primary. And I convinced a friend of mine named Charlie Stemper to run for mayor.
Okay.
And my purpose in that was to split the vote, which we did. We were successful in splitting the vote. Neither one of them got enough votes, to win. So they were going to have a runoff.
Okay. Why would you want to split the vote? I mean, who would you prefer to win?
I've had issues with Mayor Pollard for years.
Okay.
And so
So you wanted, at this point, you saw...
At this point,
you saw waste, and you feel like, hey, I'm going to change the leadership.
Change the leadership. And I've had numerous breakfast meetings with Mayor Levitt and so forth. So after the primary, we were asked, Charlie and I, we were asked to support one or the other, So the
top two were Mayor Levitt, or at that time, Council Member Levitt, and Pollard.
Pollard, yeah. And they both wanted us to endorse them.
Okay.
And so anyway, for obvious reasons, we hadn't had no luck with Mayor Pollard. As a matter of fact, several years ago, I've had a petition and was successful petition drive to allow us to vote on whether or not we should build the Hilton Hotel and the Convention Center and a hockey rink with taxpayer dollars. Successful, and the city took us to court, and of course the court overturned our signatures for whatever reason, and Pollard told us that in response to a question by one of the other council members, Mayor Pollard said that he would not help the enemy. He accused us of being the enemy.
Okay, so you were decided that you're going to support Tim Levitt for mayor. How did you support him? Did you end up endorsing him?
We ended up
You and
endorsing
Charlie
him, and myself and several other of my friends, we put up many of his signs around town, and we had breakfast meetings with him. We counseled him, we talked to him, so forth and so on.
And why did you support him? I know that you had some negative experiences, some differences with the incumbent mayor. Were there any promises or any?
Yeah, well, yes, there was.
What did you expect from Tim Levitt?
I expected to have a more transparent city council. I expect and I was led to believe that we would have, that we would have his ear. That he, we didn't ask him to do anything, but we wanted him to listen to us. Mm-hmm. I asked him that in return for our endorsing him, that Charlie be given a fair shot at the vacant seat. I said, I don't want Charlie to. I don't want him to be. I don't expect that he'll get the job as filling your vacant seat, but I'd like him to be in the running because so. And
so if Tim Levitt became mayor, then he would leave behind a vacant city council position,
yeah.
And so you asked Tim Levitt to nominate Charlie Stemper for that vacant position.
Right. Yes. And he said, and I said, if you do that, I said, we'll vote for it. We'll have our people vote for it.
And did he agree to that?
He agreed to that.
Are you sure you understood his?
I understood it perfectly.
So he made a commitment to you to.
He made a commitment, and the night of when they nominated people, he called me up and told me that he was very sorry, but Charlie didn't get nominated. And I said, well, wait a minute. I said, we had a deal. I said, you promised. He said, well, the other council members didn't feel like they could work with Charlie. I said, I don't care what the other council members thought. I said, he should have at least, even if he didn't get the nomination, you should have nominated him, because that's what we said, because Charlie had about 3,200 votes, I think it was, and Levitt beat Pollard by about 3,000 votes. And we worked real hard to get Charlie's people to vote for Levitt. So anyway, but he insisted that it wouldn't do any good, that the other council members would not have Charlie because they didn't feel that they could work with him. So,
well, if that be the case, then they could vote against it. But it doesn't hurt to nominate, especially
right.
if you give your word.
So anyway, and I told Mayor Levitt and I became kind of notorious for dueling with Mayor Pollard over the years. And I told Mayor Levitt, I said, if you go back on your promise, I said, if you think I was tough on Mayor Pollard, I said, you wait and see how tough I'm going to be with you. I said, because I just don't appreciate people going back on their word, because but
your word is your bond. So you understood that was a commitment.
As far as I was concerned, that was a commitment, and there were 5 or 6 other people there with us, with me.
So it wasn't a misunderstanding.
No,
he just didn't nominate.
No, and he just said he said nobody would come forth, and so I just.
How'd that make you feel?
No, that made me feel like a fool.
Taken advantage of?
Pardon?
Taken advantage of, or?
No, yeah, I think it was taken advantage of, because we worked real hard in good faith, and he told us that all of these things were going to change, and I told him that I'm a small businessman. I got a building that I'm trying to restore and open up a business there, and I told him, there's so much red tape, so much paper, and so forth. So on. He said he's going to change that. So, but nothing has changed. As a matter of fact, it's gotten worse, I think.
So you're a businessman, and the whole thing we need in this community is jobs. Yeah. And your experience is that you're trying to invest in your business, and you found it very difficult. What about the other expectations, the other promises or commitments that you had understood from candidate Levitt Did any of those pay out?
I don't see any of them paying out, I don't see any transparency. I don't see any openness. I don't see any listening. As a matter of fact, I think the mayor and most of his council there have taken a position that they're all in lockstep, and no matter what you say or what you do, you get the same answer back almost verbatim every time. And
my experience is just recent. You've been involved with the city council for many years. You know about the gavel down incident and that kind of just the kind of really extraordinary behavior that has made Vancouver somewhat notorious. Is that more than what it's been in the past, or have there been some shenanigans in the past that?
Oh, it's been in the past. It hasn't gotten any better. It might have gotten worse. When they were building, when they were talking about building the Hilton Hotel and the hockey rink and so forth, they formed a public facility district. Public facility district was authorized to siphon off 0.033% of the sales tax collected in the city of Vancouver to build a hotel or hockey rink or whatever else, instead of sending it to Olympia. And of course, my argument was, if you're going to shortchange Olympia, then they're going to raise our taxes. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But anyway, and they were bound and determined they were going to build this hockey rink and this convention center and et cetera. And we had several meetings with this public facility district, and they needed to get $10 million in matching funds for the hockey rink.
From where?
From private industry or whatever. And so the former president of Bank of Clark County, Mike Worthy, came forward and said that he had a group of anonymous people that would donate this money for the thing, but he demanded that he have seven things. He demanded that he get the naming rights, the food and beverage, the security, the advertising, and a couple.
So you put $10 million into it, and you get some benefits out of it.
Gets all those out of it, and I jump up and I said, "You can't do that." And he said, "Yes, we can." I said, "No, you can't." I said, "If you do that," I said, "the city cannot enter into an agreement with a group of anonymous people." And so I filed a Freedom of Information request and get all the documents that had to do with this. And so when I got these documents, I ran across one from Jerry Jenkins, who was the developer that wanted to build a hockey rink and all of those things, to Steve Burdick, who was the city's economic development manager, that said, "My son Corey says that we have to put out an RFP. What's an RFP?" And so Burdick went back to him and said, "To keep Patella from suing us for violating the state law, we got to put out an RFP, and Mike's okay with that." Well, and so I gathered up all this information, all the information I had, and I sent it all off to the Attorney General and several other people, and so.
Did you get any response?
Oh yeah, got some response, and about 2 or 3 weeks after I sent all the stuff off at a meeting, at the next PFD meeting, Public Facility District meeting, Mike Worthy gets up and said that his days as a banker may be numbered. And I didn't even know we had a financing commissioner or whatever he was up north, but I found out they had one, and I sent him all. And he said his banking days may be numbered because because he had to hire a lawyer because he was being investigated.
With that, I had to pause for a break here.